Tons of deadly cargo pass through Las Vegas every day aboard Union Pacific rail cars.
Statistically, rail is the safest transport system in the country, but accidents do happen. We had a close call in Las Vegas 11 months ago that could have been catastrophic.
The I-Team's George Knapp has been investigating whether such an incident could happen again, and the answer, we're told, is yes.
Yeah, Dave and Paula, our viewers might remember the story of the runaway tanker car last August. The car was filled with chlorine, the building block of chlorine gas used in chemical warfare. The tanker rolled all the way through the valley and could have killed thousands of people. Nearly a year later, the railroad says Las Vegas doesn't have a right to know what's being shipped through the heart of our valley.
You hear me?
Yes.
What's wrong?
We just had a tanker come flying by on the railroad tracks with no locomotive at all. It was doing about 30, 40 miles an hour.
No one is inside?
Was anybody inside?
Yes.
No, it was just a locomotive car by itself.
Okay.
Following down, heading north.
The 911 operators who took the first calls seemed mystified.
I've got a runaway train car going north. Look for
What is it running away on?
on the train track. There's no head on the train.
The 8th call to police was from the railroad. It was an embarrassing admission.
We just had a runaway rail car, and we believe it's loaded with chlorine.
Do you have sight of it?
No, we lost sight of it, but we are attempting to run it down right now.
A tanker car filled with 30,000 gallons of deadly chlorine sped all the way across the Las Vegas Valley and was stopped only because it eventually rolled uphill. The fact that it did not slam into a train parked on the tracks is considered miraculous by many. A later study estimated it could have killed up to 90,000 people if it had derailed in the middle of town. The incident caused a brief media flap, and then it went away.
This huge media feeding frenzy and everything, and this tanker car got away, and how horrible is that? And I'm thinking to myself, ladies and gentlemen, every single day, 7 days a week, there's multiple cars with this stuff in it in your downtown area.
Each year, millions of tons of deadly cargo move through the Union Pacific yards in downtown Las Vegas. Explosives such as bombs, bullets, and grenades, flammable and combustible gases, fuels, poisons, you name it. The wrong set of circumstances and kaboom.
This could cover miles in diameter. Hydrofluoric acid, it's one of the most corrosive agents that exists. If that was to be aerosolized through the air and spread every place, this is an agent that will pretty much dissolve anything.
We were amazed at the tons and tons and tons of seriously dangerous chemicals that come through.
Clark County officials like Irene Navis have more than one reason to be concerned about potential rail accidents. For one thing, they know that while railroads are statistically safe, accidents, collisions, and derailments happen all the time. And when they do, they're spectacular. Local leaders also have to worry that an accident might take them out first. The Union Pacific tracks run through the heart of the valley. In the downtown area, they pass within yards of the headquarters of nearly all the key agencies which would respond to any large emergency. The county building, for instance, home to the hazmat program, City Hall, Metro Police, fire stations, virtually every agency of local government within spitting distance of the tracks.
All of those entities would be called in to assist.
But they could be incapacitated themselves.
And they could be in harm's way, sure.
Following the runaway tanker incident, Union Pacific met with local governments and the congressional delegation and promised that steps would be taken.
I think it's outrageous.
But when officials like Mayor Oscar Goodman called for basic notification, that is, letting the valley know when dangerous stuff is heading our way, the railroad said no. And since this is interstate commerce, there's nothing local governments can do about it.
They don't have to report something to the local agencies. They just don't.
Local agencies find out after the fact that a deadly shipment has passed through town. Why is it so hard for Union Pacific to give a heads up? It just is, a California spokesperson told us.
And the reason that is so difficult is because, again, it's logistically it would be very, very difficult because we go through so many different communities. That notification would be, again, not even... Obviously, it would be logistically
Well, why? I mean, you know where it is. You know where it's coming from. You know where it's going. Why not pick up the phone and tell Las Vegas when it's coming through? Why is that logistically difficult?
Because we don't know exactly at what time it would be coming through.
Yeah, it's hard. You know, we mentioned to one Union Pacific employee that Mayor Goodman had asked the railroad to provide advance notice of dangerous shipments. That employee told us, quote, "The railroad was here long before Oscar and will still be here long after he's gone." Mayor Goodman declined to comment for this story. As bad as potential accidents might be, a greater threat might be terrorism, foreign or domestic. We infiltrated the rail yards repeatedly and found security all but non-existent. And tomorrow, we'll show you that. We put all those 911 calls on our website. You got to hear them. I mean, wait till you hear the full conversations. They do not instill a lot of confidence.
No. We take even a ballpark figure of when it might be coming through, but they won't even give us that.
Yeah, and you think about some of the big events we have in the downtown area, the Grand Prix, when 250,000 people are there. Boy, it could be bad.
And we depend on those visitors.